Today is International Youth Day, a day to celebrate young people and spotlight the opportunities available and accessible to them. While Nigerian governments have introduced several grants and youth programs to support youth entrepreneurship and job creation, we're out on the streets of Abuja to ask Nigerian youths one simple question. How accessible do you think these government grants are to Nigerian youths today?
Oh, to an extent, it is not accessible, and now at the other end, I can say it's accessible. The thing is, most of these government initiatives, most of these young people are not even aware about it. So it's only few that are aware. So a whole large number of young people are not aware. So it's not accessible to a large number of young people.
I would say not very accessible. First of all, they need to be more sensitization about these opportunities existing. I don't think a lot of youths know that there are grants that are available to them for them to even access them. Then sometimes the requirements to access these grants are quite outrageous. So you find that very little people are able to access the grants.
Basically, from time immemorial, grants has been, very tedious to access. But I think the tides are turning because recently there are various, although they are not grants per se, but at least there are empowerment programs. There are, finances, tech lifting programs that caution the effect of, the tediousness of accessing the grants. So I believe with those, youths can, embrace their target areas and just, get skills, and from there they can, through the building of the skills, maybe someday access grants. So I think the walkway to get the grants is quite easier at the moment.
Because a lot of us are not aware that there's a grant in the first place. And even if there is, some will be like it's only accessible to a few, maybe an opportune few.
The challenges is that most of the awarding institutions, organizations, as the case may be, they tend to request for, how do I put it, they tend to request for track record of organizations or of startups before they can access these grants. And that's one of the challenges, because the startup grant, the startup capital is not there. So to now access the grant itself without a track record of series of engagements, it makes it very, very stressful in getting those grants.
Okay, the solutions first is that the entrepreneur in quotes, or the entrepreneur should be ready, not just seeking for funds, but what exactly are you going to use the funds for?
Okay, the solution is that government agencies should work more on their communication. They should focus on using digital media to communicate when these things are out to young persons. Their social media handles should be accessible to these young people to see this information there, and they should design their communications in a way that would attract the young people to always check on their website and also check on their social media platform.
Young Nigerians clearly have different experiences when it comes to government grants. While some believe these grants are accessible, others still say that these grants are faced with challenges when it comes to accessibility. But bigger question still remains. Can this program provide inclusivity so that more ordinary youth can partake in this as well? Martha Okbalanedu, reporting for S24 Television.